Hello everybody, NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers. The darling old man, I have a video today that I'm going to share some thoughts on goal setting, primarily for the hunters that are new and or older, and the activators who may get addicted like I have. But just so that you know me, if you don't know me, you see the coffee cup? If you see one of those, that's a spontaneous. If you see two of those, that means the old man's going out. Simple as that. That's how I do it. I've took some notes, and I'll try to share them with you where it makes sense. And if you think it's important for other people, tell them about my YouTube. Let them come and take a look. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to like. I'm not selling anything. Anything I review, I buy it. It's mine. I'm not going to give a review on something free. But I want you to understand, as a hunter and you're new, there's so many awards, they use the term, I call them achievements, that you can focus on, but when you first get started, you don't know really what to do. Over a period of time, you'll accumulate some goals, some ideas. Well, I'd like to do that. I'd like to try this, okay? So I'm just going to share some generalized statements and some information, and the rest is up to you. Sometimes I was told back in my younger days that if you write it down on paper and you keep it in front of you, you'll remember the things that you got to do. Same thing here. I got paper. Goal setting starts with your desire where you want to go or to end up. And in Parks on the Air, we've been given the opportunity to achieve so many levels of different types of communicating. So let's see if we can do this. You want to work all the parks there are. Well, I don't think it's going to happen really easy because there's well over 9,000 parks and we're always adding different countries, and that means additional parks. And everything that we do is based off of propagation. But they're there for you to attempt to meet the challenge, if that's your goal. You may want to work every park in a state or particular states. That's a goal. As an activator, you may want to activate every park in that state. Or as an activator, you may want to activate every state, at least one park. As a hunter, you may want to work a park in every state. That's the worked all states. You also have a worked all provinces in Canada. Put that in the back of your head. That's another option. When, as an activator is running, they may run that same park and you haven't quite figured out why are they back there. Well, there's 16 different guys running the same park. Why do I want to work that park again? It's called repeat offender. First of all, repeat offender starts at 20 contacts at that same park. As an activator, that's the parties that go out and promote that park. If they activate that park 20 different times, that's a repeat offender. Every increment of 20 times is a repeat offender. So you can have a park as a repeat offender for an activator, the one who puts the park out, or a repeat offender for the hunter that works the park. Now, as a hunter, here we go, listen up. Let's say you work, and we'll just pick one of mine, 8313, that I run quite frequently. I have folks that have worked me 100 times in that park, and they received a Eagle Nest Award. But 100 times also gets you 5 repeat offender hunters achievements. So now as you see things are starting to build up, I mean, you're getting a lot. As a hunter, if you just focus on, at first, when you first get started, work who you hear. Don't worry about the, what am I going to get for it? Don't worry about that. That'll all fall into place. It really will. Just go out and work them, because two things, that activator is dependent upon you. We need hunters to support us. And when I say support, that means strictly contact us, because we have to have 10 contacts at a park to make it a legitimate activation. Now, the modes can be CW, can be digital, and can be SSB, and there's some that are doing slow scan TV. Yes, I said slow scan TV. And there's some that are doing satellite. So as a Parks on the Air participant, you have several options to experiment with. Okay? So again, as a hunter or an activator, repeat offender is at 20. If you work that park 100 times, that becomes an Eagle. Now I'm going to sidestep here and do something for the activator momentarily. When you go to a park and you have activated it enough times to accumulate 1,000 contacts, that's called a kilo. Okay? The first time you activate that park and have 1,000 contacts there, that's a kilo. You get your first kilo. There's a certificate. Go get them. It's in your reward section. I'll try to talk about that at the end of this video. But go get your achievement and feel proud of it. The other thing is that when you keep working that park as an activator and get additional 1,000 contacts, I have 23 at 8313. I got 23,000 contacts there, okay? So that's 23 kilos. It's 1 kilo. There is no endorsements, but I have 23 of those kilos for that park alone. Okay? As a hunter, you work a person 1,000 times, you're getting up into the big numbers. And it's a challenge. I've got some things working where I'm going to challenge some of you. I really am. Okay, so remember that when as an activator you run 1,000 contacts, you get your first kilo. Anything after that, it's just another 1,000 contacts, unless things change, okay? When you first get started as a hunter, you're thinking, how can I get all these achievements? You see them in the awards section. When you sign up and you go to the spotting page, if you go all the way down to the very bottom where it says parksontheair.com, click on it. When you get clicked on it, it's going to open up. There's a green screen, and on the green screen, you'll see the word awards. Click on it. Once you click on it, then you'll see a list of the awards broken down. It's a lot of confusing reading at first because you're new. It's okay. Go read it anyways. Just take a look. If you want, go to any of the activators that you work consistently since you're new and you hear them and you hear the pile-ups and you're trying to get in there. And click on their profile. And it's sort of bragging type thing, but if you click on their profile, you'll see all of their achievements, the different awards that they have. The Eagle's Nest, the Fox Den, the Bear's Cove, the Oasis, those are all different entities, and your goal at first is to work any and everybody, because those will come automatically. All your awards come automatically. That's why you need to check it daily. When you first get started, you will do the 10 parks, 10 contacts at a park, and then you do 20 and 50 and 75, and then you get the 100. And then you get the 200. Then you get to 300. Then you get to 400 and progressing. When you get to 1,000 contacts at parks, overall, 1,000 different parks, then you're going to get another certificate. And they're real nice wall hanging type certificates. And then the next one is going to be 1,500. Then the next one's going to be 2,000. Then the next one's going to be 2,500. It doesn't get any easier to get them. You'll get them if you're on the air and you work whoever you hear. Now, a little secret in setting your goal. How many do I want to get? Well, that's going to dictate how much time you're willing to put on the air and band propagation. None of us can control that. But if you want 20 new contacts a day, then do what it has to be done to make the 20 new contacts. Will that be 20 new parks to you? At first it will be, maybe. But as time goes along, you'll start seeing where a lot of us that, like myself, I got 23 different parks that I operate out of. But I predominantly hit maybe 11 of them all the time. So those are frequently run by me. Many people are traveling, so they'll be out of their area because they're working for a number of states worked or a number of parks in the state that they want to accumulate. But it'll be a new park for you. And you can even get meticulous and want to do it nothing but 40 meters or 20 meters or 17 meters, worked all states on 17 meters, or even get crazier and want to do it all CW, all digital. It's endless. This is why my earlier statement that I made, write it down on paper. Write your goal on paper, whatever your goal is. I'm not going to make your goal because I'm not going to shoot for it. You are. When you want to join POTA, it was interesting and different, and now that you're into it, it's like, wow, I didn't know that. What prompted this video today is I was looking at my award section. I just completed 470 activations. And in looking at all the achievements that I've made, I see where a lot of folks are not familiar with the awards page or really how to get around, and it's a fun page to play on, okay? But when your award is issued to you, okay, whether you're an activator or whether you're a hunter, the first original date of the award, we'll take Bear Den or Fox Den, Bear Oasis, so forth, Eagle. The original first date that it was issued to you will always be the same. You may go from 20 to 40 increment, to 60 increment, to 80 increment, to 100 increment, to 300 increment. What doesn't make a difference on those awards, the original date of issuance will always be the date that's there. So you really have to pay attention and see what level you're at. Oasis, you're at 20, then you're at 40, then you're at 60. Oh, let's really add some more confusion. Then that's for Kilo 8313 or Kilo 4852 or Kilo 6931. There's 3 different parks that all have award achievements for the Bear Den or the Oasis, for 60, for 80, for 100. So it's just a constant multiplying of opportunities for you to set. And at first, when you first get started in Parks on the Air, you don't know where to set it, so you need to look at it small. And the more you get into this addiction, I always joke around about addiction. I don't mean drug addicts, okay, but it's very habit forming. You'll start chasing the different achievements. I need X number in this park. Just that one park, you need X number in. Or I need all these parks in this state. I want to get that state. That's an I want. Okay? You can do it in CW. You can do it in digital. You could do it in sideband. And all 3 of those modes offer you different opportunities. Mike, KN4XP. When we first started, everything was sideband. And he's found that he gets a lot more different new parks by going to CW. He has less pileups to contend with because there's not a lot of us that do CW. I do a little, I don't do enough to make me comfortable to do CW for everybody else. I'm selective. Now let's talk about the goal page. I wanted to run that through, give you some ideas. Write down what you think you want, what you've heard other people talk about. Once you've written it down, then if it's to be, it's up to me. You have to do the work. You have to do the hunting, or you have to do the activating. My goal is to hit 500 activations before the end of the year. I got 30 more activations, and I will have achieved my my goal for this year in activation totals. Okay, I have personal goals to achieve how to get up to the top. You want to see where you're at since you've been going? Go over on the POTA page and go to where it says top activators. When you get to top activators, then I want you to click on 2022 or 2023 when you started, or if you want to click on all time, but I'll just use 2023 because I want to share it as an example and you're relatively new. Once you click on 2023, another drop down section is going to come, and it's going to say CW, it's going to say phone, it's going to say by activations, by total queues. Whatever you want to look at, if you want to look at yourself for total phone or your total queues, it's 2 different things. Total phone is strictly sideband. Total queues will accumulate data, CW, and phone. Okay, however you want to look at it. But click on that. Okay, and that'll give you the numbers, which will allow you to, at the right-hand side, click on the top, and that'll bring it from high to low or low to high, however you want to see it. Or you can type your call sign in the search and see where you set. And where you may want to go is how many more parks do you need to work to get to the next level. Whether you're a hunter or activator, you can use that same scenario, top activator, top hunter. It doesn't make a difference. And you can search all CWs, see where you sit amongst the rest of them. A lot of folks don't realize that Parks on the Air is really a fantastic, faster growing part of ham radio. It's giving people a chance to get outside the house and go to places they would not normally go and do things with experimenting on antennas with things they only seen in a book. So Parks on the Air has done a lot. When it comes to your awards, there's a lot of different things that you can earn just by talking with people. It's fun. I know where I'm at now. 2 years ago, I had no idea where I was going. Where am I going next? I've got some goals, but it's only because I've been somewhere behind me and it's helped me to do some figuring out, and you too will do the same thing. If you go to the awards page, check it daily. If you have a certain activator that you want to work or see how many times you've worked them, okay, listen up. When you go over to the spotting page, if you go down to the section that says awards, click on it. And it should bring up the first 10 different awards that you have achieved, and then a group of icons, green icons, round, just so you know where you're at. Now scroll all the way down to the very bottom. All the way down to the very bottom. I said all the way down to the very bottom. And there you will see activator, operator to operator. As an activator, working operator to operator, the same people. I go out in a park, I activate the park. I've worked these people this many times as an activator. The next one you'll see will be hunter, operator to operator. And what that means is like you sitting at the house and you're working all these parks out there, and you've worked that person, that's going to be operator to operator as a hunter. Okay? So that the activator has an achievement level and the hunter has an achievement level. I checked that because it's amazing to see how many people have worked me 300, 400, 500 plus times. I never thought about it before, and I'm sharing it with you so that you can. Goal setting is dependent upon you, not me, not what I want you to do, not what I think you could do, not what you should do. It's what you want to do. So don't ever let anybody force you or catch you in a word. You say, oh, I'm going to do it, and then they won't get off your back until you either accomplish it or have a bad time getting there, okay? You set your goal that you want. If you want to set a time period, put one there. If you don't want to, don't worry, just keep working it. But you'll move up. Again, your awards, I repeat this because it's important, because people get on Facebook and make statements like, why isn't it, why does it not have the right date? Because they don't understand how the development team, and when they first started this, was going to set it up. And now it's massive to make the changes. They are working on things of that nature, but for us on the outside of it, we have no earthly idea, so let's appreciate what they've done so far. Every achievement you get will have an original date that it's assigned to you. Additional steps will be dated the same date, so that's where you need to look at it, where it changed from 20 to 40 to 60 to 80, and when it changes from the one part to the next to a next to a next. So it gets a little confusing. I hope that I've helped you. I hope that I've given you a reason to sit down and take a little bit more time to go over to the tab where it gives you the choice for awards, all the way down. Go to the bottom where it says parksonair.com, and there's a link on it. Click on it. Once you click on it, it brings up a green page again. Click on the word awards, and there is a descriptive information on the awards for you. May God bless you. I hope that you'll continue to set your goals and that you'll do the different things you think it'll take, but make them your goals and not somebody giving you a goal to go chase. 73's NC4XL. North Carolina for extreme lovers. Oh, I'm not. Just dumb. The darling old man. 73's.